Jericho Appreciation Society. For over 5 weeks, the recognized symbol of excellence of sports entertainers.
Introducing the next competitor, Ryan Awesome!
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Awesome, and welcome to the Ryan Awesome Show. Now today on the Ryan Awesome Show, we'll be talking about AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts for June the 29th, 2022. So the AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts review. Overall, man, this was a really, really fun show. The Blood and Guts match was the only match that I was looking forward to. It was the only match on this show that I was looking forward to. And yeah, and they killed it tonight, man. Absolutely killed it tonight. And yeah, and they took up most of the show, as they should take up most of the show, because the show was built around the Blood and Guts match. Man, it was a bloody match, dude. A really bloody match. A lot of crazy spots too, man. That spot that Sammy had took off at the top of the cage, he went through those tables, dude. That was a really crazy spot, dude. A dangerous spot. And he could have easily killed himself off of that move if he wouldn't have landed on those tables. Man, earlier I took a nap, man. It was a long nap. Dude, and I woke up at 7:59. 7:59, so I missed half of the show. So the match that I did caught was the Blood and Guts match. That was the only match that I caught. And so I watched the Blood and Guts match, and I went back and watched the first half. And I realized, dude, I was like, man, I didn't miss that much. And so, and then at first I wasn't even thinking about doing a review tonight. I was thinking about doing it the next day. But since I didn't miss that much wrestling, I decided to do it tonight for Wednesday, right after the show. But yeah, overall, man, this is a really, really fun show. And the Blood and Guts match was the only match. Not saying that every other match was bad or not interesting. I was just more interested in the Blood and Guts match. But yeah, this is the AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts review for June the 29th, 2022 on the Ryan Awesome Show. And I say this all the time: like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, because I'm here each and every single week. And so, yeah, we were live in Detroit, Michigan. And so our first match of the night, it was Orange Cassidy with Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor in this corner versus Ethan Page, all ego Ethan Page with Dan Lambert in this corner. So yeah, Orange Cassidy, he has new theme music, and the theme music I believe he used on the Indies. Dan Lambert, he had grabbed the microphone, and so he spoke, and so he demanded that Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor should be removed from ringside because they don't have managerial licenses. And so yeah, Trent and Chuck, they were ejected from ringside by the referee. Lambert, he had got involved in the match, and he did the most devastating kicks to Orange Cassidy while he was outside the ring, so that was really funny. And of course, the referee didn't see it. But Ethan Page, he had a military press power slam to Orange, which is a nice move, a move that you do not see nowadays. And so yeah, Orange, he fought back. He had a spinning DDT to Page, and Page barely kicked out of that move. And then Lambert, this is like his third time getting involved in this match. He had got on the ring apron. And yeah, earlier he was holding a bottle of orange juice. Earlier. And so yeah, Orange Cassidy did the most devastating slaps to Dan Lambert. And then Orange, he had took the orange juice away from Dan Lambert. And so he took it, he drank it. And yeah, and then he hit Ethan Page with like 2 orange punches. And so he spit the orange juice in Dan Lambert's face. But in the match, Orange Cassidy, he body slammed Page to win the match. So therefore, Orange Cassidy wins the match. And so yeah, I thought this was an odd way to end the match with a body slam. It was an odd way to end the match with a body slam. Usually you don't put people away with a body slam. But I get it. I get why he won the match with a body slam, because Lambert had mentioned it earlier about Orange Cassidy getting body slam all around the arena and all that stuff. But it was an odd way to finish a match. Maybe he should have rolled him up. Maybe like a victory roll or something. Body slam, you get pinned by a body slam, it makes you look weak. It makes the person that took the pin look weak. Prior to that, we had Tony Schiavone. He interviews Christian Cage. And of course, Christian Cage, he turned heel a couple of weeks ago. And he had a freaking great heel promo from last week too, man. Christian Cage.
I've been asked by upper management to come out here and apologize for the insensitive remarks I made last week about Jungle Boy's family, more specifically when I singled out his father.
Wow.
Now, I've never apologized for anything I've said or done my entire career. That being said, Jungle Boy, I'm sorry, your entire family isn't dead, and they had to witness.
What the hell is wrong with that?
And they had to witness me end you in that ring 2 weeks ago on Dynamite. Actually, let me clarify. Everybody in your family, except for your mom, Jungle Boy.
Oh my God, man.
On the pale.
Call me.
Classy as always, Detroit. Classy as always. Listen, the only thing this scumbag city has going for it is that you're close to Canada.
Wow.
Now, you Motor City sweat hogs might be wondering why I'm standing out here in street clothes when I requested a match this week. Well, it's simple. I requested a match, but I never said it was for me.
Oh. And that person was Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus came out. He has new theme music, his own theme music. And Luchasaurus, he was wearing all black too, so he looked very, very intimidating too because, you know, he's a bigger guy. He had all black everything, dude. Black tights, black kick pads, the black dinosaur mask. Luchasaurus, he killed Serpentico, man. He locked in the snare trap, so Jungle Boy's finishing move, the snare trap, to Serpentico to win the match. So Serpentico tapped out, so therefore Luchasaurus wins the match. And so right after the match, Luchasaurus, he chokeslammed Serpentico on the floor. And dude, you heard a splat too, man. A splat when he hit that floor, man. So that was, ugh. I'm guessing Luchasaurus is a heel now. Christian Cage found a way to manipulate Luchasaurus. But yeah, I love the pairing too. I love the pairing. So I'm guessing Luchasaurus is like the insurance policy of Christian Cage. So he'll be protecting Christian Cage. So right after that, we had Tony Schiavone. He was backstage. He interviewed Scorpio Sky, who is a TNT champion, and Wardlow. So they had a face-to-face backstage.
All right, guys, and we have agreed to no physicality during this face-to-face.
Okay. Wardlow, I understand you're feeling yourself right now. You just beat up a bunch of security guards, but I ain't no security guard. I'm the TNT champion. And the last time you came after me and Jeannie, you got laid out. I pinned you in the center of the ring, no questions asked.
If I understand right, there was some assistance during that last time, right?
There was, but honestly, I don't care about that. I don't care. I'm done talking. I'm sick of this. Bring every member of American Top Team. I'll treat every one of them like they are security guards. And once I'm done with them, I'm going to beat your ass, and I'm taking that title home with me where it belongs.
Oh, we talk real big with a no physicality rule. Is that how you want to do it? Let me tell you something. Let's do it like this, huh? Next week, you and me, for the TNT Championship, and since you're so tough, let's make it a street fight.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Street fight. So, yeah, that was it, man. So, next week, it's going to be a street fight for the TNT Championship next week on Dynamite. So, yeah, that should be really good, man. And so, right after that, we had a trios match, and it was Max Caster and the Gun Club, or the Ass Boys, or whatever you want to call them. So, that's Austin and Colten Gunn with Anthony Bowens and Billy Gunn in their corner, versus DanHausen and some mystery partners. And so the mystery partners were FTR, the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, the AAA Tag Team Champions, and the new IWGP Tag Team Champions. And so, yeah, DanHausen, he chose some great tag team partners, man. Crowd started chanting FT Hausen, so that was really funny, man. If I was teaming up with FTR, we would be called FT Ryan. You know, because you get it because of the R and, you know, the name. Or FT Awesome. FT Awesome. Yeah, that sounds cool too. We had a hot tag to Dax. He had to take out the heels. At one point, we had a little botch between Dax and Austin. And that botch, it rocked Dax. And so, yeah, I didn't know what he was going for. I think it was Austin. I think he was going for like a hip toss. And he tried to turn it into a neck breaker or something like that. But I think Dax tried to reverse it. I think the plan was to reverse the move. but Dax ended up, he ended up falling. And I think he hurt his neck or something like that off of the move. But yeah, Anthony Bowens, he had got involved in the match. You know how Anthony Bowens, he kept coming out in the wheelchair? He got up from his wheelchair and he got in the ring so he could finally walk. And yeah, the reason why he was in a wheelchair because he was injured and all that stuff. Legit, he was injured, legit. So he came in the ring. He brought the crutch in the ring. So he tried to hit DanHausen with the crutch. And so yeah, he ended up hitting Austin. He ended up hitting Austin with the gun. Austin with the gun. He ended up hitting Austin with the crutch. Austin with the gun, dude. No, he ended up hitting Austin with the crutch by accident. And so DanHausen, he had pinned Austin to win the match. So therefore, DanHausen and FTR wins the match. And so right after the match, we had the Gun Club. They were arguing with the Acclaim. Austin was really upset about it. And so Billy, he had shoved Austin to the ground. He had shoved Austin to the ground. And so, yeah, his own son, he had shoved his own son to the ground. Billy, I guess he was trying to play peacekeeper or the voice of reason. He tried to do that. And so right after that, we had Jay Lethal, Sonjay Dutt, and Satnam Singh. They were backstage and they spoke about Samoa Joe.
Last week I was happy, Samoa Joe. This week I'm mad because you're still not at work. And we need to make things official. July 23rd, ROH returns to pay-per-view. Death before dishonor. And what we need from you won't cut it with this pencil. We need you to take this pen, black ink, sign your name on the dotted line. Let's make it official.
How long is it gonna take? How long is it gonna take for you to defend that Ring of Honor Television Championship against me? Accept the challenge. The Ring of Honor Television Champion, just put it on the line. The current Ring of Honor Television Champion versus the longest reigning Ring of Honor Television Champion. Let's make it official, Joe.
Joe, Jay's going to kill you, man.
So we have Death Before Dishonor. So that's coming up on July 23rd. I will actually be out of town on that day too. So I'm going to miss that show. And it's going to be for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. And so right after that, we had the TBS Championship match. And it was Leila Gray versus Jade Cargill, who is the TBS champion, with Stokely Hathaway and Kiera Hogan in her corner. So Gray, she tried fighting off Jade, but Jade was way too strong for her. And so Jade, she hit the pump kick to Gray, follow up by the Jaded to win the match. So therefore, Jade Cargill wins the match and is still the TBS champion and is 34-0. And so right after the match, Jade Cargill, she had spoke and she said that she wanted real competition. And so Stokely Hathaway, he started talking about Athena and Chris Statlander, and so they both came out and they attacked Jade and Kiera Hogan. And so Stokely Hathaway, he was outside the ring. He had whispered something to Leila Gray that Jade Cargill had beat. And so Leila Gray, she had knocked Athena off of the top rope. And so Jade and Hogan, they finished off Athena and Statlander. And so Jade and Kiera Hogan, they did not approve of Leila Gray. And so right after that, we had the Young Bucks, who are the AEW World Tag Team Champions. That's Matt and Nick Jackson. They were backstage, and they spoke.
And then there were only two.
Yeah, and you would think we would be happy, right?
Where is everybody?
We've reached the promised land not once, but twice with these guys.
First ever do it?
We're still unhappy.
Where's our friends? Bobby's not here. He's not cleared to wrestle. Kyle's not cleared to wrestle. He's not here. And now Adam Cole's not here either. He's not cleared to wrestle.
And for God's sakes, this isn't even Brandon Cutler filming.
We hired some intern. You're doing a good job there, Fred. Just keep it steady.
Yeah, but we look around the locker room and we can't even find anyone that could relate to us.
We literally don't have any friends. Not one friend left here.
Kenny Omega.
Except for these guys.
Yeah, except for these.
We're the champions for good reason, right, Matt?
The first two-time AEW World Tag Team Champions. And Nicholas,
right.
I heard that the Forbidden Door might be creaked open just a little bit. Yeah, I heard Yoshihashi and Goto, they want a shot at the Young Bucks, the best tag team in the world. Well, boys, you can get a shot at us this Friday on Rampage.
Oh, good idea.
However,
yeah.
You're not going to just get a shot at the titles. No. You're going to have to beat us one time first to prove who the heck you are. We know who you are in Japan, but let's show the American audience, the AEW audience, that you're the superstars that you claim to be.
And if you don't win us, Yoshihashi and Goto, you two could go straight to hell. Get it? Goto?
You're the play on words.
Right.
Oh my God, dude.
Miss Brandon.
Fred's doing all right, though, Matt.
Cut it, Fred, you idiot.
Yeah, cut it.
Before we get into the main event, let's talk about Rampage. So yeah, Rampage. this Friday. So yeah, this Friday for Rampage, we had a few matches that are announced. So just like we just heard, the Young Bucks going up against Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi on Friday. Then we have Nyla Rose versus Toni Storm. And then we have the Royale Rampage. So the winner receives the first shot at the AEW Interim World Champion, Jon Moxley. It's going to be a Battle Royale. And yeah, that's it. That's all that was announced for Rampage. Now, the main event was the Blood and Guts match. The Blood and Guts match, we had the Jericho Appreciation Society. So that's Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho the Wizard, Chris Jericho the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara, Matt Menard, Angelo Parker, Daniel Garcia, and Jake Hager versus Eddie Kingston, Santana and Ortiz, Claudio Castagnoli, Wheeler Yuta, who is the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, and Jon Moxley, who is the AEW Interim World Champion. Jim Ross and William Regal, they joined the commentary team. And the cage was lowered, and they played like some cool metal music. So I like the entrance music for the cage. The cage, oh yeah, and then another thing, dude, the cage was huge, man. It looked huge. Man, oh man, it was huge. I'm guessing the reason why it was so huge because we've seen it so many times we seen it at the Daily's place and it wasn't so big. But man, in this arena, dude, it looked huge. So yeah, JAS, they were wearing all red, which was the appropriate color for this match because of the Blood and Guts. Sammy and Claudio, they started off. Sammy, he used his athleticism. So the next entrant came out. Oh yeah, then another thing, the Jericho Appreciation Society once again has the one-man advantage. So yeah, Daniel Garcia came out. Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia, they double team Claudio. Next entrant came out Wheeler Yuta. So Claudio, he got some help. And then the next entrant came out Jake Hager. He took out members of the Blackpool Combat Club. And then Cesaro and Hager. I called him Cesaro. Just like Jim Ross did. But yeah, I don't blame him, man. I don't blame him for calling him Cesaro. I'm still used to calling him Cesaro. He was always Cesaro to me. So Claudio and Hager, they went at it. And so I marked out at that because, you know, they're former tag team partners in the Real Americans. The Real Americans was a great tag team, bro, in WWE. We had a We the People chant. We had the We the People chant from the crowd. So the next entrant came out, the AEW World Champion, Jon Moxley. He threw a chair in Hager's face. And he took out Sammy and Garcia. Moxley, he had grabbed a fork. I don't know where the hell he got a fork from, but he stabbed Garcia with a fork. And so Garcia, he was bleeding. And so, yeah, that's when the faces took control. And then the next entrant came out, Angelo Parker. And so Angelo Parker, he was outnumbered because the rest of the JAS was taken out. And so, yeah, Parker, he tried running away. Next entrant came out, Ortiz. So, yeah, Ortiz, he had his head spray painted red and his face was painted white. And so Moxley, he had power driven somebody, dude, on top of some glass. I think it was Parker. Just like the fork, man. Where did he get glass from? Like, what glass object did he have? I don't know, man. But yeah, the next entrant came out, Matt Menard. He had took out members of the Blackpool Combat Club with a chair. And so that's when the JAS took back control. Moxley was bleeding and Parker was bleeding. So yeah, it was Parker. Parker was bleeding. So yeah, the next entrant came out, Santana. He brought a table in and he brought a barbed wire bat. And so Moxley, he had stabbed Menard with a fork and some skewers in the head. And so Menard was bleeding. So the next entrant came out, the Wizard, Chris Jericho. He had a code breaker to Claudio. And then the final entrant came out, Eddie Kingston. And so Eddie Kingston, he came out with a kendo stick and was hitting everybody with it. And so the bell rung, which meant the Blood and Guts match began. And so the JAS, they ganged up on Kingston. Ty Conti, she was at ringside. I forgot to mention that. She was at ringside. Conti, she had passed Jericho some rubbing alcohol. Rubbing alcohol that Eddie Kingston had brought out earlier. And so she put it through the cage so Jericho can get it. Kingston and Ortiz, they had put Hager through a table. And then we had some thumbtacks they were brought in. The ring was exposed too. Moxley, he had slammed Menard on the tacks. And so Jericho, he had sprayed the fire extinguisher in Kingston's face. And so Ty Conti, she had got involved in the match. I think she had took out the referee and stole the keys from him. And she just tried to unlock the door. And so Ruby Soho had came out. I think somebody had called a Ruby Riot on commentary. I forgot who it was. But yeah, I don't blame them. But yeah, Ruby Soho, she had came out and she had fought off Ty Conti to the back. Jericho climbed up the cage and Kingston had followed. And so both of these guys, they were both on the top of the cage. Eddie Kingston hit the spinning back fist to Jericho. And then Sammy climbed up the cage too. Of course he did. And so yeah, Sammy helped out Jericho. And then Kingston, he had threw Sammy off of the cage. He went through a lot of tables. He went through a bunch of tables. And so, man, that was a long fall, man. That was a long fall, dude, that Sammy took. A long fall. And just like what I mentioned earlier, man, if he would have messed that up, dude, he would have ended up killing himself. But yeah, man, the cameras was focused on Jericho and Kingston the entire match when they were on the top of the cage. And then Claudio had climbed up the top of the cage. And then Menard had climbed to the top. And then Cesaro, he swung Jericho while they were on the top of the cage. So that was really impressive, dude. And so Menard had cut him off. Claudio had the sharpshooter locked in, and Kingston had the stretch muffler locked in on Jericho. And so Menard had tapped out to Claudio's sharpshooter to win the match. And so Eddie Kingston, he was pissed off. You know, he thought that he had the match won, but Claudio came in and stole the win from him. And so, yeah, and so therefore Eddie Kingston, Santana and Ortiz, and the Blackpool Combat Club wins the match. And so right after that, the Blackpool Combat Club, they celebrated on the top of the cage. They posed on the top of the cage. I was wondering where was Santana. So I went back and watched it. He got hurt in the match. I think it was his leg or his knee or something like that. But I forgot what spot he did, but he ended up hurting himself. So yeah, hopefully he is okay. But yeah, man, that was it with that. Great match, dude. Great match. They freaking killed it, bro, tonight. And this match was the only match I was looking forward to. Only match that I was looking forward to, and they had enough time. They had enough time for this blood and guts match. And Claudio, man, this is Claudio's Dynamite debut, his in-ring, his AEW Dynamite debut, and he is looking better now than he ever did in WWE. He is looking better now than he ever did in WWE. When is the last time he main evented anything? When is the last time he main evented a Raw or a SmackDown or a pay-per-view? When is the last time? Maybe the time when he was feuding with Roman Reigns, that was the only time, but when is the last time he ever main evented a show? Can't even remember. But yeah, man, he is looking better now. And I'm glad that he's in AEW, and he's in the Blackpool Combat Club, and he's a part of a huge storyline, so that's a great sign, dude. That's a great sign. That was it with the main event, and that was it with the show. And if you like this video, man, what are you waiting for? Hit the thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, or if you're watching the Ryan Awesome Show for the first time ever, hit that subscribe button. And right next to that subscribe button, there's a bell. Make sure you click on that bell to be the first ones to know when my next video is uploaded, because I am here each and every single week. And yeah, man, I'll see you guys on Saturday for the Money in the Bank. Pay-per-view. I will be watching it. And also, we have Impact Wrestling. We have Impact Wrestling on Friday for Against All Odds. I didn't even know we had a pay-per-view. We just got off from a pay-per-view. We just got off from Slammiversary. Slammiversary was the last pay-per-view. And now we have another pay-per-view, dude. But this time it's on Friday. Why is it not on Saturday? I don't know. But it's on Friday. Friday, July the 1st. But yeah, I don't know. We just got finished from Slammiversary. I would not even have a pay-per-view on Friday or Saturday. I'll see you guys on Saturday for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. And yeah, man, and once again, guys, if you missed last week's review of AEW Dynamite, the video is going to be right up here in this corner, and the link to that video will be down below in the description. So make sure you click it if you missed it. And yeah, man, and once again, I'll see you guys on Saturday rather, for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Once again, guys, thank you for the love and the support for the show. Thank you, and thank you. This has been the Ryan Awesome Show. Take care, stay safe, and don't forget to be awesome. And that's that.